Kodam Kol Kavod Yahweh Kadol Israel, Selah. Today's topic is, what does it mean to be a Hebrew in 2024? Something that's hard to accept is the metrics for being a Hebrew back in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, up until I would say even 2014, it was a certain type of way. And now the times have changed. Now the house is built. Now it's about longevity, sustainability, and reproduction of that house, that mentality, that Yah mind. Today, being a Hebrew isn't just about wearing fringes and cords of blue. It isn't about being vegan. It isn't about where you live. All those different metrics that were very important in their, significant time, in their respectful time. But right now it's different. I would say me seeing you wear fringes and cords of blue is just an indication that you can wear fringes and cords of blue. Or you've been doing it so many times, it's just repetitive for you to put that thing on. Wearing a kippah, is the repetitiveness, is that you? Or is it the repetitiveness? Or is it, something that you contemplate, let me want to keep it on so I can have some kind of culture on. So people could recognize me for being a Hebrew, so I can stand out, I think today being a Hebrew is more mental, and it's more about what you're doing today to help tomorrow. I feel like there's a lot of words moving around, It's a lot of, I've been here, I did this is what the old generation did, la la la. But there's no, what I'm gonna do. Let me pick up my broom, let me sweep my area. It's a Hebrew term. But being a Hebrew today, it's a lot more about knowing who's on your team and seeing how we can push this thing forward. And not just in Israel, not just in Dimona, not just in the US. You got Africa, you got Asia, you got Australia, you got all these different places. And it's not necessarily about going and spreading the word and all that stuff. I don't think it's that. I think the focus should be more on being an accurate representation of what it means to be Hebrew. That's enough. You don't have to go out and preach and teach and just be it. I'm learning that just being it is enough. That these days, so many people trying to teach it and not be it. So many people trying to emulate it and not be it. Trying to show it and not be it. Trying to eat it and not be it. Like, we're trying to do all this stuff. And I think if the Yah mind is at the forefront of everything you do, every creation that you create, having the Yah mind at its center automatically becomes a kingdom institution. So you don't have to worry is this a kingdom institution? Is this person doing it? Who's that guy? Oh, that's what he was doing? I know that guy. He got a Yah mind on him. Whatever he's doing, it's life-giving. It's that simple. I think and if that guy didn't wear fringes and cords of blue every day and didn't tune in to the brotherhood meetings and all that, I don't think any less of him than somebody who did. Because a lot of times we get content in the repetitiveness of, we know Raw Week is coming, we know Sugar Week is coming, we know Kippur is coming up, we know Shabbaton is coming up. And so we just used to life just, happening. But we're not. It doesn't feel like there's a shift, And if there is a shift, it doesn't seem like it's going in the direction we want it to. Because we're all talking about, this kingdom, that kingdom, what the kingdom was, what the kingdom is, what it will be, what it could be. But I think that's sometimes the point of having a leader is somebody that tell you when you want to go left, they're like, no, we're going right. And I don't know, a shift in the people like what it really means to be a Hebrew. You know, it seems easy to narrow down. You know, like being Hebrew is this, but when you adding different personalities, I think that the differentiating factor with being a Hebrew versus anybody or anything else is the Yah mind. And everything else is just condiments, frosting, it's snowflakes, it's the good stuff on top. But at the core of it, I think it's just the Yah mind. That everything I touch, everything I say will emulate this Yah mind. Now, give it that we're human and we're quite fallible, not everybody's perfect. The only guy that was perfect, you know, well, he ain't here no more. So the rest of us just have to be content with being human and doing the 2 steps forward, a little step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're a little closer though. And I think giving each other that kind of grace, and I mean, I'm guilty of this. You know, earlier this week, I caught myself in a bit of a situation. And one of my boys called me, and this is, you know, main reasons of having people to hold you accountable. He's like, yo, you didn't have to do that like that. You know, like, there's better ways to do that. And I thought, you're right. I forget that we're all on the same journey. And just because my path looks different, it doesn't mean that, you know, we are on the same path. You can't play lesser evil, greater evil. Evil's evil. That's what it is. And I'm not saying this person, what they did was evil, what I'm doing is evil, none of that. I'm just saying that I had my journey to get to the Atzilio that you see now. And even this guy is quite something, you know, a little piece of work. But to see somebody else's journey and then judge that and not give them the grace of going, he's just on his journey. Let me see what I can do to maybe, you know, straighten up, balance out on the path. Because the point isn't to go, okay, this is you here and this is you now, and I'm gonna force you to come over here now. No, that's not what we're doing. Because the person would automatically just veer back off over here. The point is to steer, not to, you know, yank the steering wheel away from the person, because it's their lives. But to inspire people to go, hey, I know you can be better. Let's see how much better can you be, rather than going, you suck. You see the difference? And I can be harsh because I think I'm a harsh person, but also people are very harsh or are same difference on me. And, you know, under pressure, it made me who I am now. Some people, it doesn't work the same way. And having that understanding, sometimes I need to be reminded that, hey, not everybody is, you know, you suck, and it makes them feel good and do better. Sometimes telling them you suck is like, great, I'll just stop since I suck. And you don't want them to stop, so you have to say things differently. But my point in all of this is being a Hebrew sometimes is identifying what can be and inspiring that out of them. So I would say the first step in being a Hebrew is having the Yah mind. And the second step is inspiring the Yah mind that's in everybody. I think we all have an idea of good, evil, wrong versus right, positive versus negative, low vibration, high frequency, low frequency. I think we all have that innate understanding. Some of us might dull it better than others, but I think it's in everybody. And inspiring the best out of people, I think that's really powerful. And I think one of the lessons that I've learned in that is the goal isn't to make people Hebrews. It's like, I don't think it is, at least. It's not. Trying to convince Joe Schmo from down the street the Maasai guy to stop drinking cow's goat blood. It's not happening. It's not happening. You're not convincing that guy who's been doing that his entire life to stop doing it. You're not. It's embedded in his culture. What you can do is inspire that person to become their best selves. That's it. And that's enough. Bring out the necessary potential that's within them. I think whether they Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, it doesn't matter. Black, white, brown, yellow, blue. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, all you can control is yourself. But you can inspire countless people. And I think that's more powerful. Hope is powerful. Inspiration is powerful. Trying to change somebody's day to day. Hey man, if you can, knock yourself out. Enjoy it. But even being a vegan and all this other stuff, I'll never walk up to you and be like, you shouldn't eat that. Cows are dying. I personally, I don't care. But here's a balanced meal. If you like steak, great. Here's a balanced meal with steak in it. If you want to eat steak, at least know where the steak is coming from. If you want to drink milk, cow's milk, whatever, my personal thoughts on it doesn't really matter. You like doing it. You are not going to stop doing it. I might as well give you the best tools to not get even more of the downsides from it. Raise your own cows, raise your own goats, raise your own chickens. If that's what you want to do, again, I can't control you, I can't stop you. But let's say this person's my friend, as my friend, I'm like, yo, best thing for you to do if you are going to do that is at least know where it's coming from. And that might inspire more thought. That might inspire them to start looking at the ingredients of some of the things that they buy. I was like, yo, I'm not going to eat that. That's crazy. Because you got people like that, and they're not necessarily vegan. They're not necessarily, people you'd be hanging out with. But they're very health conscious. You want to make people health conscious. But I think health is a very good gateway into becoming a conscious person about all aspects of life. You start asking more in-depth questions of why do I pray to this guy? Why do I do X? Why do I do Y? You start asking those whys and you can get to some answers, and lo and behold, Chasve Khalila, something, they realize, oh no, my life isn't what it was, and it might not lead back to you and boo freaking who, but guess what? At least you helped them. And I think something I'm learning is it's not always about a complete success or a complete failure. Sometimes just completing the exercise is completion enough. Sometimes just being able to get through it is enough. Being able to ask those kind of questions is enough. And accepting that not everybody's going to be like, wow, Yah is the best guy ever. It might not happen. But at least you got them to understand that they need to know who it is they praying to. And I think that's important. I think being a Hebrew is being able to inspire that out of people. But being that first. So I'm trying to learn how to cook for other people. Learn how to cook for yourself. I don't know, open a restaurant. Learn how to cook. I think being a Hebrew today is more about learning how to cook from those who cooked and learning how to not only refine the recipe, but mass produce what it is that we're cooking. And I think if we can do that, for ourselves, let's do it for ourselves. Let's have systems for ourselves. Let's create environments where we can create and curate the minds we want before we go out trying to change somebody else's mind. Let's make sure we good. Let's make sure we good. I think being a Hebrew today is just about how motivated are you to make sure that we good. Because we involves the both of us, all of us. I have no subscribers, so I'm basically talking to myself. But yeah, making sure you good is you. You are that thing. You are the inspiration. You are the person responsible for making sure that everything is good. And it's not Ben-Ami, it's not Yah, and it's not Jesus, it's not Buddha, and all them other guys. It's none of them. Yah works through you to get stuff done. That's it. And it's up to each and every one of us.